had nothing.
So you have to hit start as streaming. Once you hit start streaming, that connects it to the encoder, and then from here we are live.
Okay, so
We're live.
how do we get the agenda? It's the utility agenda.
So is it up right here?
Yep.
So 1 second.
Water projects going good. So,
Good progress.
yeah. The Masons will be coming in this week.
Good enough. So now that everything's live there, remember it just tells whatever's on the stream.
Everything.
So if you bring up the, is this the agenda?
Yeah, as you go back there,
Okay, so from here you can
look at
go
everything
here,
back for a while.
and then full screen,
Yeah,
and it's now live.
problems with the.
Now it's, unfortunately, it's not zoomed in, that's what shows.
Pressure testing and
So that's
stuff.
fine, like who's ever watching right now, they see
Roll gas.
top of the screen's board,
Different things.
bottom right is audience, and bottom left is the
You know, there's a couple spots.
All right, thank you.
Not a problem?
We're live.
All right. We will call this meeting to order, utility meeting. We'll start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Buck,
Here.
Mr. Gant,
Here.
Mr. Jefferson,
Here.
Mr. Schoen,
Here.
Lori Tribble here.
All right, thank you. This is our utility meeting. So first thing we got is our MCO report with Corey.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I will go through these bullet points quickly. A lot of the stuff that we have taken care of, I've been removing. That way, we're not talking about the same thing every month, obviously. On the old part on the water, first page, first bullet point, Church Street, we were able to get that shut-off valve opened up under 8, and we are able to shut it and close it, but that's about as far as we've gotten with that. We'll still need to look into that to see if that 4-inch water main can be retired, going to the east part of down 8. We've had several water main breaks there that in the past, in the winter, that it's weird that that is still alive. You know, it may be because a couple services are on there perhaps, but there was a new 8-inch and 10-inch leaving the water plant that was installed. So why it's still alive, I don't know, but we are able to isolate it now. So if it's something that can be retired, we'll look into doing that because we don't need it live anymore. Bullet point 2, the Strong Road project. I know LFA was working on that. I have not really got any updates with that, which has kind of been okay. I do need to reach out to them though. A lot of the time it's been taken up with the water project and the line locating throughout town, as well as meter replacement and so on and so forth, and the day-to-day stuff. Bullet point 3, that's basically 3 locations throughout the distribution system that we were looking into doing work on. Obviously the first one we're looking into is the Strong Road one with LFA, and then we'll move on to the next area, which is Church Street, and the other one would be South Main Street. So we'll work on those after the Strong Road project's done. Next one, just to give you guys a little insight on the radio read process. We're probably 3/4 of the way done, I would say, throughout town. We're also gathering pictures and stuff for the lead service line inventory as well. During that time, we're also looking for illegal tie-ins before the meter, sump pumps connected to the sewers, so on and so forth, any cross connections. So we're still working on that, but we're getting closer to the end. The 6-1, the video cameras, just to give you guys an update on that, we do have new cameras at the garage and it is functioning. Lori, everything's working, you're happy with what they did? Good.
Cameras are all the way around the building now, so you can see everything.
Okay.
You can zoom in, it's very clear, it's good.
Obviously, we've talked about the hydrants. We know we have one on College, Dead End, Railroad. Also, the one in front of Dessert by Juliet's is operable, but it is time to replace that one, and it is in the sidewalk. It has an auxiliary valve. It can be isolated and used in case of emergency, but it tends to want to stay on. So we've had to throttle the auxiliary valve to get it to shut off on the main valve in the barrel of the hydrant. So those are basically the 3 areas right now that I know, and obviously we have around 34 wood hydrants that are around the age of 1939 that we need to start trying to get them weeded out. But those are the big 3 that we've talked about at every meeting. So, last one's pretty much the same as I discussed as far as hydrants. New items, hydrant flushing was done this week, or last week, I'm sorry. We used about 600 to 8,000 gallons of water during that process, and that's just basically dumping water onto the ground before it gets clear. There was a lot of areas that were rusty. So with the water treatment that we will have, it should minimize that consumption to where you're just opening hydrants, flushing it for a few minutes and turning it off. So it will help consume a lot of water, and we'll still be able to flush the mains, but they'll clear up a lot quicker because we're removing the iron and manganese before it's getting entered into the distribution system. And then we're going to feed a product called Oracle about a month prior to hydrant flushing that's supposed to clean the mains and stuff. So they'll start getting cleaned out as time goes on. But it will be something that will get worse before it gets better, but ultimately it'll get better. So,
You know, when that Oracle product goes in, will that cause some discoloration as it eats away stuff? So we can be prepared to.
It will. I need to talk to Gary Reynolds more about that because there is a lot of tuberculation and calcified iron on the mains and service lines, so it's supposed to remove a lot of that. Hopefully it doesn't cause issues to where we're having, service lines plugged or meters plugged. I guess it's probably going to be the older parts, maybe the 4-inch main, the cast, where there's a lot of pitting and stuff. So I hope not, but I am concerned with that as well. So.
Okay. Thanks.
Lead service line inventory, touched on that a little bit up in the older part, but we submitted our lead service line inventory to item in October of 2024. There is this will be ongoing till 2034, but 2027 is our new deadline. And the next step would be on all the unknowns that we didn't get submitted by that time frame. We need to basically pothole before and after a curb box. So like on the town side would be ahead of the curb box towards the main to get that inventory, and then on the other side of the curb box would be the resident side, right? And we'd have to document that with pictures and submit it on the 120 website, and that is due in 2027. I did talk to Avon Marsh briefly. about them, maybe providing some assistance with that, and it is very, expensive, and, I think we need to find different ways to do that for sure. Because it was like close to 200,000. So, that's why I didn't even put it in here. But yeah, so I mean, that's just something that we're gonna have to do, and we're gonna have to figure out how we can do that and get that data entered on the 120 portal. So, that's something we'll be discussing, coming up here, and I'll try to give you guys some feedback on what I can come up with. Next bullet point was basically, those two were kind of intertwined. I did talk to Evan Marsh about that, and basically that was a proposal that they came back with me on, so. Next one is we had a fifth progress meeting for the water plant. That project's been going really well. All the underground infrastructure's in, the electric, the slabs, all the piping, pressure testing's good. Next they'll be chlorinating the mains, and that will all be complete. Their plan is to get the masons in there with block and stuff. It'll be coming in this week. And then they'll start working on the water plant building next week. And their plan is to have everything enclosed so the contractors can work throughout the winter. So it's been going well, very, very good. Happy with the progress. Next page. Radio read meters. It's kind of a repeat, sorry. Strong Road's a repeat. Wastewater, bullet point, number 1. So the concrete, and we do have quotes for that. Can I talk about that now?
Yep, it's in the packet right under the MCA report.
So we had 2 quotes given back in April, and I believe Ray Miller was awarded that, if I'm correct. I talked to him today just to touch base on an update on that, and he told me he had lost some employees, and he basically doesn't have the manpower to do it this year. So, I just wanted to pass that on to you guys and discuss what you guys would like to do with that. If you would like to wait until next year or wait on him. Newland did reach out to me and he was able to do it, but I don't know if he's still able to do it, but he was higher, 3,400 higher roughly. But he did reach out to me like a couple weeks after it was awarded to Miller and said that they could do it. I just don't know if his availability is still there for this year. So basically, I just wanted to see if you guys wanted to wait, or if you wanted me to reach out to Newland to see if he could do it this year, or how you wanted to tackle that.
Well, I anticipate the concrete will be going up after the first of the year.
Good point.
Stone, cement, everything's going up.
Yep.
So if we can get it done, we'll probably, even though his bid's a little bit higher, probably might save money in the long run.
Sure. Sure.
Did you guys, were you able to see if the valves underground needed?
No, because like they hadn't removed anything, you know, so I don't know if it's like the valve box just pinned on the operating nut. It's got like a valve stem on the gate valve down below. It's deep, so once that was cut, we're hoping it's just kind of pinned on there to where they're moving freely. We won't know that until that section's kind of moved
Okay.
out of the way.
Alright. Yeah, I don't anticipate, like he was saying, anything getting any cheaper.
Yeah.
So I think the sooner we do that, the more we're gonna save in the long run.
Sure.
We probably don't need to send anything out again for another bid.
No, you just,
These were received.
I can note in there that Miller said he couldn't do it, and I just need you to vote on changing to Newland.
All right. Is there any other, do you have anything else on that, Corey?
No, and I mean, hopefully he can still do it. If he can't, then I guess we'll kind of regroup, but, okay.
All right. Yeah, I think, if I can get a motion to accept the Newland concrete estimate, pending their availability to do it. I think we can go that route. So, do I have a motion to accept the Newland concrete estimate for wastewater treatment plant?
So moved.
Have a motion? You have a second?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Thanks, guys. Nothing on that. The next one under that would be the clarifiers. We've been talking about that as well. I did go in the O&M manual after the last upgrade too, and BL Anderson is a local rep for the drives and the clarifiers that were put in and installed. Bowen was the engineer, BL Anderson was the sub for Bowen, and then I provided you guys with the Gas Voda and Associate quote, and that was for to perform that work too with LFA. That one that was like for $198,000. I don't know if you still have it, but I don't know if it's in this packet.
It's not, but we do still have it.
We still have that one, and that one was for $198,000. It's not updated pricing. I'm supposed to meet with them October 20th to the 24th, and hopefully I'll have some pricing from BL Anderson on that as well. And then we can come back and discuss that. So, obviously, with something that big and stuff and the steel components, you'll need a crane as well to put that in, but at least we'll have some numbers from two sides anyways. So I will keep you posted on that. And to touch base on that too quickly, and that'll lead into a couple bullet points down, but I did get inspected by IDEM. Obviously they saw the condition of the clarifier and they wanted to put something in that report, and I told them that we were discussing it and actively looking to do something about that, so that's why he did not put that in there. But he was concerned with the condition of the clarifiers, so. New items on wastewater kind of leads into that. Those two bullet points can kind of go together. So we basically violated, Tyler, I think you were in on that email. Our new MPDS permit changed from our previous one. It's changes every 5 years. Our old one required us to pull E. coli's once a week. Our new one requires us to pull it 3 times a week. The permit says 3 times a week. Our net DMR says 1 time a week still. So we had a high E. coli reading. I caught it. I called IDEM, let them know that we basically been violating our permit, and I kind of didn't catch it until recently, unfortunately. So he basically did an inspection. Obviously, they wanted me to send a non-compliance letter to them and how we were going to correct it and what we did to correct it. So, and you were attached to that as well.
Yeah.
So, third one, Merit Steel, we have to inspect them, part of our pre-treatment permit. So we usually inspect Merit in the spring and the fall. They've been working good with us. No complaints with Merit. Everything's been going well, so. Fourth one, the asphalt. So we got estimates from Boyd and Site Services, and those estimates should be in your packets. One thing I will add to this, that I noticed, Site Services they're basically going 2 inches thick, that I noticed, and Boyd is only going 1.5 inches with their surface. So a 1/2 inch thicker. And I don't know, I guess there wasn't really a spec, it was just reaching out to them to say, you know, what they thought needed to fulfill the job of what was left. So I did notice Site Services was a 1/2 inch thicker. And for another option, I did include the gravel portion of that. And you can see that option 2 on Site Services. And that was just if you guys wanted to do it, and to give you guys an idea of what that cost would be to do it all in asphalt. And one thing I noticed with that too was, Site Services is grading out that stone, and they are putting a 2.5 inch binder down, as well as 1.5 inch surface down. And Boyd is doing 2.5 surface, and that's it, and grading out the gravel. So, like I said, it doesn't matter if we do option 2, I was just doing that while they were out there to give you guys an insight if you all wanted to do it in asphalt, so. Basically with option 1 though, just to give you guys an insight, the binder got put down and the there were new catch basins to collect the surface runoff water. And right now they stick up about so high, so you hit them with snow plows, and none of the rainwater goes to the catch basins. So the water sits there, it's just cracking the binder, and the surface never just got put on it. So that's kind of why we wanted to do that. So that's my insight on it. Just seeing how you guys would like to proceed with it, if you would like to proceed.
I don't have a lot of asphalt experience, but this seems like it'd probably hold up quite a bit longer, just the way it's
Thicker.
laid out, thicker.
Right,
It's got a binder.
right. So I guess ultimately, do you guys want to just do option 1, or do you want to think about doing them both, or what's your thoughts on that?
Do you have the money?
We have the money for both.
Okay.
I mean, it'd make it look nicer with it all asphalt. You wouldn't be around up in the grade and the gravel. Make it look cleaner, but ultimately it's a,
It'd be, you know, you'd probably, if you're plowing this, that could mess up, coming from the
right,
gravel to the asphalt, or going asphalt to gravel.
right,
And just kind of like the theme of everything, nothing's gonna get cheaper.
right, exactly,
Kind of like to do things right
right.
first time.
And I mean, we've used Site Services in the past, and they've been really good up to this point, so.
Yeah.
What are the chances of them giving us a little discount if we award them both? You know what I'm saying?
Probably not.
The other people wouldn't do.
They are very good. They do come back if there's an issue, they'll fix anything. They did the basketball court, we have not had one issue with them.
I definitely would prefer them over the other.
Track.
I had a basketball the other day while he was
Yeah.
stealing water from the hydrant, well,
They did our driveway, they did our parking
When I
lot.
looked at that, I mean,
In fact, our driveway's crumbling.
it's too close.
And they're gonna come back
It's
with
way
it.
quicker and it just seems like it's, I'm not a happy.
Just one little spot.
well, I was trying to see, I was like, this dude's wanting to do both of them for almost the price.
Well, that's where it's not here.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if, my perspective is if we've got the money to do it,
Yeah.
let's do it all, and do it the right way,
Yeah.
and do it with,
Get it all done at
it's gonna get
once.
us, the most bang for our buck longevity.
Yeah.
If anybody else has any comments or thoughts on that, I'd like to hear them.
I agree.
Does the concrete need to be done before the asphalt,
Well,
or does that matter?
that's the thing too, I guess, you can think about is like, so, I mean, if we do the clarifiers and stuff, I don't know exactly how they'll bring the stuff in and where the crane sits.
Right on the brand new asphalt.
Right.
Probably on the hottest day.
Right. So you got that, the equipment driving around to all the concrete locations, so,
Yeah.
I would think you'd want to schedule the concrete first, then bring in the asphalt, then you're not having everybody drive all over it.
yeah.
And I would
It's
think
just-
that the clarifier people would know how to do things without causing damage, I would think, with their crane.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, hopefully it could get to it to where they could set up somewhere and,
And we're a year or two out for the clarifier anyway.
yeah. Well, and I mean, like, I don't know, will they hold the pricing at that if we do the concrete?
I would say if you can't get the concrete, this is just me, I would say if you can't get the concrete because Newland can't do it, you go move forward with the site services because they're not gonna hold their price forever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then do another bid for the concrete.
Right. I mean, I think the
Does
concrete,
site services do concrete? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
they do, but I think they sub it out. So,
They do, but I guess they do because they did ours.
right. So,
As long as they're responsible.
They are, yeah, they are.
yeah. So, I mean, that could be an option as well. I think as far as the concrete though, the way they're performing it, it should hold up to that, but I'm not an asphalt guy. The crane I'm a little concerned with, and the weight of that. I would think all they would have for the concrete would be like a Bobcat. You know, they'd saw cut, pick the slats up and drive it out of there, maybe a dump truck. So,
Yeah, just
All good
lay down
points,
those, whatever they drive on.
right, like the planes.
I don't know what the grade of the ground is behind here or anything.
Yeah.
If they could avoid the asphalt, that'd be good. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's just a discussion we have with them too when we're
Right,
doing
for
this,
sure.
and say, hey, we've got this plan for the future. Is that gonna be a problem?
Right.
We'll go sit into it, but I think aside from that, we could probably plan to move forward with it, so. Yeah, so we're thinking option 1 and 2. Alright. Do I have a motion to accept the proposal for options 1 and 2 for asphalt surface paving from Site Services?
So moved.
Have a motion, have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Alright, thank you.
Thank you. Let's see.
Can I just add that, well, I'm gonna add in that we chose site services for the previous work and because of the thickness of the asphalt and everything else. right?
Yeah.
Bullet point 5, another discussion about asphalt. So the water project, right, they're doing all the driveways in asphalt, and this is just kind of throwing it out there now to kind of stay ahead of it. But they'll come back in like the spring when they do the final grading, everything's done and they're not monkeying up the driveway. We brought it up to where, would you guys like to pave from Highway 8 to the driveway when the asphalt company is there? Or would you rather not do that and leave it the way it is now? Because you'd probably get a better price, obviously, if it was part of the project. Because I think when they bid it, they had to lock in at that price. It was discussion, I said I'd run it past you guys, get your thoughts on it. Obviously, we still have time and see if that's an option, but I wanted to see if you guys even wanted to entertain that or not.
And that's easement there, right? Or,
Yes, there's supposed to be a 20-foot easement from the north side of 8 to our entrance. That the town, that's their legal entrance to the property. And there's utilities that run through there. But we didn't entertain to pave that, and that was just a discussion we had at some progress meetings and stuff. So, obviously, when you look on GIS now, it's not showing that we have an easement, but we do have some paperwork and stuff that kind of back up. We do have one.
You're talking on the west side of Kings?
Yes, it would be in between Rage and
Yeah.
Lawn Pro,
Yeah.
basically that entrance.
Oh,
Cut
kind of
in.
entrance, okay.
Yeah, so basically from 8 to our entrance to our driveway, basically south of 8. So, because right now all we're gonna do is from the start of the driveway all the way through on the property. But then the remainder of it will be, you know, what's there, the gravel and stuff, so.
would there be any benefit to having that asphalted?
Besides not going out there and grading it, and, you know, there is, so, I'll tell you right now that Rage Trucking's curb box would be underneath that asphalt. And obviously there's some gas main and stuff that would be under there. Obviously, our grinder pit will pump out into 8 as well. So, I mean, besides giving it a clean look, not dusty, not having to maintain it, that's about it. But it's just, if you wanted to include that when the contractors were there to perform it, opposed to doing it at a later date. So it might just save you money, opposed to doing, you know, maybe we do want it now, but now, you know, it's gonna be more.
Isn't that where the tank people are gonna be setting up a crane?
So the way I understood it is I thought that they were going to go into Kings and unload from there. Isn't that how you gathered it? But they had to get communication and approval from them to perform that work.
Yeah, I talked to King and it was okay with him,
Right.
but the tank is gonna be actually farther west, correct?
Of the driveway?
Well,
Or it'd be-
straight south of the driveway.
Right. It'd be east of the driveway on 8, you know, coming off 8.
Yeah,
So you're basically doing the gravel from in between Rage and Lawn Pro. So it'd be that stretch there. Does that make sense?
yeah.
And obviously, we don't have to make a decision. I just wanted to kind of bring it to you guys' attention, think about it. gather your thoughts, we still have time,
Yeah.
and see if it's even an option, but it's been discussed, so, I think Reith Riley's doing all the driveways, so they would just have to equate that section there and get measurements to add it onto it, if we'd like to.
Yeah, maybe they can do an estimate, kind of like site services did, option one and option two.
That way you have it.
See what the difference would be. You
Yeah,
know, if it's something that makes sense to do, then consider it.
okay. Everybody agree on that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I will keep you updated on that then. Next bullet point, obviously there's some cost incentives to putting VFDs on the blowers. Like I said, they're basically blowers that feed air throughout the wastewater plant, and they run off VFDs, but you have to change the motors to a power inverted motor to be able to hook up variable speed drive to it. Basically what that'll do is it'll get its reading from probes in the tanks. It won't send DO readings to an aeration tank at 8. It will scale it to around 2 or 3 with those blowers and keep it energy efficient, opposed to running them 24/7, 365 days a year. So there's options to do that. Obviously, we're still working on that, but that would be a tremendous savings on the utility bill out there. But obviously, we'd have to change. We have one motor that had changed because it had failed on us, so we got a power inverted motor. That way we were ready. But we'd have to do 3 on the other ones to do that. But I see huge savings to doing that, so. Obviously, as we get more information on that, I will discuss it further, but I think that would be tremendous savings for you guys there. So the ERP, Wessler's been working on the ERP for pre-treatment. Since our NPDS permit changed, our ERP had changed as well, so they had to do some updates. So basically those two things, the documentation matched up. This is the 3rd draft that's been sent to IDEM, and they are still reviewing that, and once it gets finalized, I'll let you guys know, but still working on that. Grit room heater, we still gotta get that replaced. The gas furnace has been out there, and that's just due to the corrosive nature in that building, so. Moving on to the street department, all the name signs throughout town have been done, and they are reflective. We are working on regulatory signs now, and we're just changing those out as we can as well. The U-channel posts are going away, and an anchor and a square post is being put in the ground, and basically when they get hit, you can basically put the square post in the anchor that's in the ground and not have to call in locates and put a new U-channel in, because once that's broke, it's just kind of broke and you replace it. So this is kind of a 2-part deal. So we are working on that. Other than that, a lot of locates. Obviously, the fiber's been going in, which has required a lot of locating. So our totals for this year, or this month, were 199. We had to locate 73 of them. So locates have been up because of that project. So other than that, that's all I have as far as our MCO report. You guys have any questions for me in regards to that?
Do you want to talk about the add-on brush proposal?
Yeah, that inflated one for the or the potholing and stuff?
No, this is just for the,
Oh,
just the GIS.
gotcha. Okay,
You know what I'm talking about? Do you have it?
I do not have it, I'm sorry. And this is basically to, update the subscription, right? And then basically, is that on-call
Yeah, that's,
hours and stuff? Is it 40 hours, if I remember right?
yes.
Okay. So basically, the 40 hours on call is if we get stuck doing something, right? To give you guys an idea of what we've been doing this summer too, we've been taking the Esri GIS that we've used because of the lead service line inventory, and we've added our assets, our water mains, our sewer mains, basically everything, and you have to do it by layers, so you have to build it up little by little. You have to make the icon, you have to make the water main, what size it is, the attachment that goes along with it, and then you have to start doing that, save it, and then it doesn't go live onto a mobile device or a tablet until that's done. I had some summer help that had some GIS knowledge, so we have water, sewer, and a lot of it done. We have shut-offs done, if it's a pit, if it's a curb box, if it's a buffalo box. The thing is, like, they're making it to where sometimes we can't figure it out to where you need their on-call service, just because the technology changes so much. You're kind of handcuffed with that. So to use this system, I think it's almost kind of like we almost need to, just because some of the stuff we're gonna get stuck on, you know? If we continue on using this one, there is other alternatives, and you can export your assets from this to another provider. But we're basically on this subscription for a year, correct, Lori? Or when is it up?
I'd have to look at the date. We're less than a year.
Less than a year?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that would be the options, is if we continue on using this, there's gonna be some hiccups just because it's constantly changing. And it's kind of engineering, surveying stuff, and that's when the on-call service would be needed. So, if we do decide to go a different direction, then we may not need it. But I think as long as we have this, we would need it, because we're gonna get stuck. So, but,
We can change to that other service anytime, right?
correct. And I mean, and also, I guess, so you guys are all aware, there's a company called Zip Tilly, and it's basically written by it's the same concept, right, but a lot of the icons and assets and everything's marked to where you can just kind of take it from a cell device and a tablet and move it right there, and then it's live right away. You don't have to go back, create the icon, create the layer, create the attachment, then make it live to be able to use. So there's more thought process into this one. The other one's more user-friendly. It was kind of driven from an operator standpoint opposed to a surveyor, engineer standpoint. They did give us the luxury of using a demo for a year, free of charge. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can move stuff and immediately it's live, and it basically gathers the history of every asset, a pit, what you did there, if it was low pressure, if it's rusty water, how long the meter's been in, how long the hydrant's been in, and you just basically have a history of every asset. So I do like that one. It's just with the lead service line inventory and the grant funding that was provided, Esri was the GIS that was given to us during that time. So, but there is other options. So,
Did we ever get a cost on that? What it would take to?
you know, I did get it, and it's not in here. I believe I gave it to you, didn't I, Lori? Or I can't remember now. For Zip Tilly. It's just, I kind of dropped it because when I had talked to you, you said you paid for the subscription, and I'm like, well, we might as well just write it out until it's close to being up. you know?
Yeah.
I wanna say it was around, somewhere around the 3 to 6 range, maybe. Guessing, I'm sorry, I see a lot of
No,
stuff on a day-to-day
Yeah.
thing.
Is there I guess as far as like transferring data from?
Yeah, they were able to export everything over, so basically everything we collected, they were able to export it all, and it was right there. So they want us to keep using it, it's just so easy to use, it's like, this one's a lot more difficult. So we've learned this one, because obviously we're under
Yeah.
an agreement with them.
GIS is easier to use if you have one person or people that can dedicate to making the maps and doing all that.
Yeah.
Having you do that while you're also out in the field trying to do it, using the other program would be way more beneficial. Like, we use GIS at Valpo, but that's because we have a team that's what they do. That's all they do is GIS. So I understand that it's definitely, the other one would be way easier for your guys because you're in the field, you don't have somebody at a desk to just sit and do it. So I understand that completely.
Yeah. So yeah, this one takes a lot more time to do, so like Blake said.
Maybe if we can figure out how long we have left on this subscription, and then maybe if we can find a cost on what it would take to implement that,
Yep.
then maybe that's something we can look at.
I might actually be able to pull it up.
I don't know what the cutoff is. If we can do that next month, I can report to you next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just whatever.
All right.
If it makes sense to,
And we may not need, you know, the assistance the rest of this year until the subscription's up. You know, we've been pretty fortunate, but a lot of these college kids had some GIS experience and the technology, they just run with it. So we got a lot done with their help, and we have all our stuff on a digital format now, so.
yeah, if you think we can get by without this for maybe a little bit,
Yep. Yeah.
then we can make a good decision there.
Yep. Sounds good.
Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If somebody has an accident and runs over one of our fire hydrants, do we go after their insurance?
If we know who it was, yes.
And, yeah, but if there's a police report, we should have that.
Not necessarily. We have police reports on hydrants that have been hit that we didn't know when they were hit.
I see.
I think there was just one, right? And that was the railroad one. If I remember right. The other one was kind of a hit and run type thing in college.
All right, anything else, Corey?
That's all I have. Unless you guys got anything for me?
Anybody else? All right, if there's nothing else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Almost forgot about that.
Still the record of bring that new guy in again.
Oh, James? Yeah, all time.
So you think that's a big plan on the side?
Yeah, I clicked out of
Part-time
it.
curious. Oh, yeah.
So does that stop it automatically?
No, it's fine. You guys are still live.
Okay, then we're still live.
Okay.
No, I don't need to be. I'm trying to turn it on. I was going back in.
I had you up on the computer. That's how I knew you were messing with.